Welcome back to another interview. Today we talk with Andrea Sensoli, founder of two important architectural companies, ASZ Architetti and Superfuture Design, who in his latest venture, along with his partners, now leads also a new project called Supercar Capsule. This concept wants to provide a highly bespoke space for wealthy supercar owners to showcase their favorite vehicles in a refined environment that enhances the car's design, blends with the surrounding environment and architecture, and allows them to enjoy the cars at home, enriching the ownership experience to a whole new level. And now let's talk with Andrea.
We say sky's the limit.
We are here with Andrea Sensoli. Hello, Andrea.
Hello.
Thank you very much for your time and for participating. So I would like to start from the beginning. The Supercar Capsule program comes from the two firms you established, which are ASZ Architetti and Superfuture Design, which are both part of this ASZ group. And going to Supercar Capsule, what sparked the initial idea for this project?
Yes, thank you. First of all, thank you for having me here. It's a great pleasure. And as a start, I'd like to credit my partners. Supercar Capsule is an innovative startup that I founded, and on board with me there are Jacopo Mannelli, Andrea Rettori, and Marco Boreanitz, and this is the backbone of the company. I wish they are with me today here, but I'm talking remotely, and of course we are spread around. Anyways, yes, it has been it's born on the backbone of our traditional activity as ASZ Group, which comprises Superfuture Design and ASZ. Okay. The idea sparkled, first of all, because we all the time are looking for alternative ways and new ventures, new ideas, how to proceed in our business. It has been this way when we decided to open a branch in Dubai, or when we opened a branch in Shanghai, and still it's going this way. Mm-hmm. In that specific moment, we wanted something that catalyzed our long-term experience in the luxury segment, either for residential and for commercial, blended with our love for technology, for automatized processes, and whatever is more close to the product industry than architecture, interior design industry. And we wanted something that design and build. So for more than 20 years, we have been just consultants, relying all the contracting part on third parties, and we are just in between the client and those contractors. In this case, we wanted something that we can provide as a turnkey service, and it's entirely relied on us. And of course, we wanted something important enough by sophistication and in terms of outputs as a design, but at the same time also small enough that we can manage. And this, it looks like fantasizing of some ideas, and then this took shape, and at the end we found ourselves seriously studying on ways to make it real.
Okay, and since it's very new, when did it start?
We started with the very early concept a couple of years ago. Okay. And we work pretty intensely. In the beginning, it was like a side business, and it was a bit slower. Now we are increasing our pace, but we have been working for a couple of years already.
Okay, and since in the luxury automotive industry there has been like a consistent growth in these years, differently from the wider automotive industry, have you seen a growth trend even in this short period of time, maybe after COVID? Have you seen the demand for your product pick up?
Specifically speaking about Supercar Capsule, I cannot say. It's too early. We don't have a trend that we can follow. But in general, I can say that since the year 2000, we have been working in the luxury segment, and our experience is that through the 2008 period and in the ups and downs, the luxury market is pretty stable, and so I think it's also about in the luxury automotive market. So it doesn't. Maybe it's in counter tendency. Maybe it's even rising in periods of crisis.
Okay. Yeah, there were some signs of inverse trend. While like the mass market was going down, actually some luxury segments were increasing.
I must say that we opened our Dubai branch in 2009. Of course, there was the global crisis, financial crisis at that moment. But for us, surprisingly, it was the initial, the initiation of a spread out, and we met new clients, and we started working on two markets instead of one. So for us, it was, and this is just because it was related specifically to the super high-end segment.
Okay. And regarding the projects themselves, you specify on the website that you start from a range of options that a client can pick from, but every project is unique and it's highly customizable, right? So do clients usually come to you with a specific idea, or they leave to you most of the decision making and creative power, or maybe a little bit of both?
First of all, I have to say our typical client is a person in a very strong position, let's say. So our clients are, of course, successful people with a very clear mind, and this is, there's a good side and also a bad side. The bad side is that it's very difficult to take the decision power on ourselves, and of course it's a daily battle of ideas. But of course, many clients are open to suggestions, and they listen to the, let's say, the opinion of the experts, quote unquote. It's. I must say that we deal with people that they have a vision, very clear mind, and I must also say that in many cases it's inspiring, and they are giving us new ideas, new challenges, and very, very hot material to work on. And then I don't want to make the explanation too complicated, but we basically do two kinds of services. One is the refurbishment or the creation of an auto park, which can be diversified. It can be hypogean, it can be small, large, whatever, a refurbishment of an existing car space. And this is one service that we do, and we call them the special projects. These are exercises of interior design applied to the environment of the car. The other one is the Supercar Capsule, intended as a product of design. It's a capsule with its own dimension. Of course, it is fully customizable because we don't have an industrial product line. We are aiming to produce a very small amount, so it's a craftsman, and any piece can be modified and customized. But it starts from a given design and a given initial form. In both cases, every project is different from the other because, of course, in the center there is the client and his personality, the way he wants to use the space. Somebody is more focused on the car, somebody else is more focused on the ambience, or in the relationship of this object with the surrounding ambient, because this object, the Supercar Capsule, is like a fish tank that showcases the car, but it's not just something to show the car off. It's more like an environment to dive in and to find yourself like in a bubble, like in a space that it's nowhere, with your favorite toy, but it's the toy of the moment. So our typical customer has more than one car. It has a collection. He has a collection. But this is the place where he puts the favorite or the car of the moment or the one that he wants to, let's say, to highlight in that specific moment. So also accordingly to this, the project can be conceived. Is it the ultimate trend car or is it a vintage one? So it depends. Yeah. So we have several experiences according to the different clients that show up.
Okay. And apart from automotive, when it comes to architecture and interior design, I've had experience, for example, in China, since you mentioned it before. Do you think that being an Italian firm in general, like, do you think there is like a specific hunger or request or demand for Italian design and Italian products in this field?
Indeed, yes. Anywhere we have been, I must say that the fact of being Italian has been all the time helping a lot. We are internationally recognized for the quality, first of all, for our taste in general, for the high quality of our lifestyle. That is reflected in all sorts of design, and that's, of course, in the cuisine and in different aspects of the good way of living. So it helped a lot. And I must say that being Italian in the business card opened many doors, or at least gave me very good attention by my customers or potential customers.
Okay. So when it comes to client for Supercar Capsule, is there one or more specific region where they come from? You mentioned when it comes to cars, it can be pretty much anything. So from classic cars to very new ones. Is there a specific regions where you find the request for this product is higher?
The most enthusiasts are in Miami, Florida, but also California, Great Britain, yeah. But recently we are in talks with potential Japanese clients. So I must say that the love for these pieces of art, because when it comes to a supercar, actually design and technology and the seek for extreme performance, at the end of the day becomes a piece of art, because it expresses itself in unique forms of design, but then it is in a specific time, in a specific place. So, of course, it makes of it a limited production that in times become super precious. For instance, I found a client that has a Testarossa, but one of the very little limited bodies in light blue. So like the blue of our traditional azzurro, Italian azzurro. Yeah. So you see, this is why the love for such pieces of art make all people common all around the world. So there are no differentiations in that.
Okay. And regarding the concept, you said that you want to create a bubble where the client can enjoy, can find himself with his favorite car. Does this concept change from time to time, or maybe some clients come with a different request to you? Or do you start always from the same idea?
It changed in our research to come to the actual product. And in any ways, now it's available in a standard release that is anyways equipped with a lot of features and technology, but also it's open to many options that can make the experience even higher and better. So yes, this is a bubble, because what we see when we look at the reels or the magazines, we just see the car in this box, but actually this is just a little part of the experience. The experience itself actually takes the five senses, and when you are immersed in this environment, first of all, it is super well studied by means of climatization. It has a kind of climatization that it's very well fine-tuned and not noisy at all. So you don't realize that there is a system that it's working. The second is the lighting design and the sound. Sound either in the passive form, consider that you can switch your engine on and you are not overwhelmed by sound or vibrations, and also in the active form, because there is a system of generative music, generative sound, that is specifically conceived by sound designers, and it is customized on your person, but also on your mood, on the hour of the day, how many persons are in the capsule, and how they behave. So instead of saying you dance following the music, no, it's the opposite. The music follows how you behave. So, and it generates itself, and it's every minute different. So you'll never have 1 minute of track same as the one before. It's generative. So it's super sophisticated and gives you the feeling that you are in a space like you've been never before. And then, of course, features like you can have your humidor, or you can have your winding machine for watches, or a frigo bar, coffee machine, whatever makes you feel comfortable and relaxed. And the space is quite generous. It's 45 square meters. So close to your car, you can have a small lounge area where you can sit and in conversation and having this feeling of super relaxation. And of course, the tenor of music, video can be customized, and even the materials of the paneling, the lighting, darker or tunable in the white, tunable in colors. So it is very highly customized, coming to the point that you can even customize the amount of glass, or the opacity of this, even varying during the hours in the day, so in a circadian way. So there is no limit. It is really customizable according to the client wishes.
Okay. The music system is super interesting. So is it just like volume or kind of tune in the music, or also the music changes?
The music changes. The music is conceived like if it was a sandbox, and each grain of sand is a super small trace of music, and they are composed according to the situation. So there is a composer behind this, and there is a specific algorithm, and it comes out the way it's never like before. So it's this is why we say it's generative sound. It's not like having your playlist. Of course, you can have this too, but at this moment you switch to your preferred music, and you switch to your playlists, and this is a different experience. But before that, you can have this generative sound that it's like background soundtrack of the experience, and it changes according to many factors.
Okay, sounds amazing. Okay, going back to automotive, as an architecture firm and possibly also car enthusiasts, what is your outlook regarding all the changes happening now in automotive with sustainability and electrification? And does this affect, do you think maybe it will affect your work since it's very new, but will it change your work?
Yeah, we must say that as architects, depends at which level we are asked to work. We can rely more or less on sustainable practices, but nowadays you don't have to be specialized in sustainability. You must take this in consideration as a background, as a general mentality. So even the Supercar Capsule is a very small project in terms of the volume and the amount of material that is mobilized into the construction. However, we are aiming to having a sustainability certificate to attest that whatever we can do to minimize the CO2 impact we will have. And of course, in general, good practices like staying connected and relying on digitalization and on optimization of all kinds of processes, of course, will help. For instance, for what we can do in terms of material, we will rely on low amount of VOCs or using materials that are in general as much sustainable as possible. And again, everything is centralized in a domotic panel where everything tends to be optimized. So the consumption is tracked, and we try to optimize all the levels of the equipment so the way there is no waste. But again, this is a drop in the ocean, and we don't think that we can really have a big say in the battle for saving the environment. However, what we care about is to be part of it as much as we can, and also spreading the message. And of course, whenever then the client relies on electric cars, we provide the possibility to install the electric charger inside the capsule itself. So we want to make it 100% ready to the electric car to be placed in.
Yeah, I mean, sustainability is pretty much a prerequisite now in every industry you can think of. One other thing is, with both the architecture firm you founded, you have years of experience in residential and commercial and retail design. With the modern luxury automotive industry that is offering increasingly complex and diversified customer journeys, I think that a project like yours would be the perfect addition to maybe a special clients program or a more specialized program. Have you ever had the opportunity to establish a partnership with an automaker in this space, or do you think that there is the opportunity to?
Actually, we dream of it. We don't have any partnership in place yet. We must say that we are not ready for that, but it's in our future plans. It's one of our ambitions. And of course, the fact that a car producer can furnish their clients not only with the car, but with the car in the box. So giving the client the possibility to enjoy the car 24/7, not only when it hits the road, but in every moment, even when you cannot get out of your of your property for reasons of time or whatever else reason. I think at the moment our product is aimed to the end user, and for this reason is I think a bit too sophisticated and a bit expensive to be considered just like the box of the product, you know. So we need to reach a further point where we simplify, and it would be super interesting to have some kind of partnerships with an automotive brand, and it can come from the delivery of the car or in events or exhibitions, or even with dealers whenever there is a launch. So that we have plenty of ideas that we have to formalize in a better ways, and then seek if there is a possibility to work in partnership with some brands. And also with some developers, because again, thinking about the special projects, for instance, here in Dubai, it's been launched a concept of the developer offering villas with in co-branding with a super famous brand. So, okay, in this case, our work is already started, is already kicked. It's very easy to offer our product as a plugin, and this plugin can be ground floor, first floor, second floor, a tower. There's no limit. Okay. So this is what we like this, and that since the days of our studies, there have been some architectural movements, kind of say radical movements in the 60s, in the 70s, where architects were thinking why a house cannot be conceived like an industrial product, why a house cannot be conceived like a car. So with the same level of sophistication, but also of industrialization and performance. I think that a car is it's a minimal house with a super efficient system of air conditioning and everything, and controls, and it is super safe and long lasting. So why not? So this remains in our background, and now that we have the chance to deal with, let's say, with both sides of the industry, it is super challenging. So for us, our dream, our utopia is one day we will have a tower of a Supercar Capsule, just put one on top of the other. And actually, this is in one of the most exciting projects that we have done so far.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, in luxury automotive now, probably the major trend for every company is personalization. So they are all expanding their programs to personalize. And I think they could go hand in hand, these two kinds of projects. And the companies offer these very, very complex marketing programs with hundreds of touch points and services to the client. So I really think with the more standardized product, as you said, because now it's really, really specific for a client, I also think that that could be a great opportunity. Okay, so one last thing, since we've been quite long and the time is almost up. If you had to pick the most interesting or one of the most interesting anecdotes throughout your experience for Supercar Capsule, which one would be?
So I must say that we have been lucky enough during all our career to be on the dreamer side, and this is I must say a huge privilege and a very, very huge blessing. And with this Supercar Capsule, we kept doing this, and we pushed it to the higher limit, if I may say. And it's been very interesting that as soon as we started, we found that our PR agency managed to have us published on 150 magazines. So, and one of that was Wallpaper. Wow, can you believe Wallpaper? But one day we have been contacted by a producer from California, and they say, guys, I like your concept, it's amazing, and it's super mediatic, so I want to make a mini series, a TV series about you. So, this opened our imagination and our dreams even further, thinking that, of course, in order to have a series made, you also have to have the content, so interest stories and interesting clients to put in. And we are still in talks, and we are trying to make it happen. So one day he showed up with real kind of a trailers how this series can work, and it was it was excellent. So that day it was one of our most fun and happiest days in all this process so far. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, sounds great. I think there is a real interest in very specific fields when it comes to series. I've seen programs and shows about interior design, architecture, so I'm sure that would be a big interest in something like that.
Yeah, because again, together with, of course, the piece of art in itself, that is the car, we seek to define an environment where to put it. But then there is our continuous quest to optimize these conditions and to put the latest technology or the best product that can enhance this experience. So this is, again, the real added value of the capsule, creating an immersive, interactive experience.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure, and good luck with your future projects. Possibly then the mini-series will follow, and thanks again.
Thank you, we need it. Thank you, and also good luck for you and for your magazine.
Thank you.